Welcome to this short video for teachers preparing to teach the Clover Space Seeds lessons with fast plants. Did you know your Wisconsin fast plants are brassicas, which are very closely related to vegetables we often eat and see in the produce aisle like cabbage, cauliflower, turnips, things like that? Wisconsin fast plants were bred for speed. In fact, speed is their superpower. Fast plants can get out of the ground if you plant them in soil in just 3 days. And when you put them on paper towel to germinate, you'll see a difference in just a day. That's why they make such a great research plant. Exactly why they went into space with the Space Gal when she made her historic flight as the 100th woman in space on Blue Origin. She was able to do an experiment very much like what you can do with the Clover lesson experiments. In our Clover lesson experiments, we use fast plants that are germinated on paper towel in small deli containers. All of the information about how to set up this first light and dark experiment is carefully described in the facilitator guide. If you don't have fast plant seed that went to space, you can still learn just as much by doing these same experiments with standard fast plant seed. And if you do have space seed, then you could get standard seed that didn't travel in space and compare your results just like we did with Emily. It's easy with fast plants to have small groups share a deli container like what we're going to be using to germinate seeds. We recommend 2 to 4 learners work together or whatever works best in your situation. Be sure and build anticipation and curiosity with prompts that ask them to share what they already know about germination. There are many misconceptions and naive ideas about plants. Things like the idea that seeds are dead until they grow, when actually there's a living being inside of a carefully packaged seed with a hard seed coat. Another common misconception is that seeds are like an unfertilized egg in animals, but they're not. Seeds are developmentally way past fertilization. That happens during pollination. Every seed has a tiny embryonic plant inside of it with enough food to sustain it while it's dormant and then when it's first starting to grow. Another misconception related to our first experiment will lead to some great surprise when students open up the seeds that were germinated in the dark because most people think all seeds need light to grow. And finally, a misconception you may encounter related to our second experiment is that plants, roots, and stems cannot change direction. Again, there will be some great surprises to dispel that idea when learners see the results from the second gravitropism experiment. After you've had learners think about what they already know about germination, they're ready for a prompt that's specific to the first experiment. For example, you might say, use your ideas about germination to predict how fast plant seeds germinated in the light will compare to those germinated in the dark. When you're all set for students to implement the experiment, know that it will just take 5 days in a typically warm classroom for the seedlings to germinate and grow enough for you to be able to have students be surprised by the difference between those in the light and those in the dark. We keep all of the experimental deli containers in the exact same environmental conditions, except those that are wrapped in foil don't get any light. So it's a sound design for a controlled experiment. And again, the background information that's included in the Clover Facilitator Guide will help you be able to guide learners to make sense of the results they see, which we won't spoil. But when you see the difference between those grown in light versus dark, this will be a helpful source of scientific information for explaining that difference. Another cool thing about our Clover lesson is that it includes 2 experiments, and the second experiment reuses those seedlings that you germinated in light and dark. And now you ask the question, without going to space, how could you design an experiment to investigate the way plants respond to gravity? Of course, we can't send our learners up into space like Emily, but we can reorient the position of their seedlings relative to gravity. You'll see the instructions on how to do that in the Clover Facilitation Guide. The procedure is straightforward. For our control, we leave 2 of the containers, one in light and one in dark, still oriented horizontally. Then we turn the other 2 containers on their sides so that they are oriented perpendicular to gravity. Wait 6 to 24 hours and then make observations. Next, we rewrap the seedlings in the dark and rotate the 2 vertical containers 90 degrees. Wait 6 to 24 hours again and observe to see what kinds of differences we notice and develop explanations for what we see. The results are very cool, and everyone will be amazed by how quick and easy it is to see movement in both stems and roots for every seedling. You'll be able to work with your learners to explain what you observe with help from the information in your facilitator guide. So now let's look at a few tips and tricks for conducting these experiments. First, we highly recommend using Bounty paper towel. It's a great substrate for germinating fast plant seeds. The most important tip is to get the paper towel wet first. Get it thoroughly soaked, but don't leave a puddle of water in the container. Fast plant seeds are living beings and they will drown. So pour off excess water if necessary and then place your seeds on the paper towel. It will take about 8 to 12 hours and then tiny new little roots will form on the emerging seedling that will hang tight to the paper towel. Check every day to make sure you don't need to add a little bit of water to those containers that are in the light. The containers wrapped in foil won't use as much water, so you don't need to disturb them to add water. And remember, windowsill lighting is great for these experiments, but if you want to grow fast plants to flowering and learn what the experience of pollinating and producing seed, even go through the whole life cycle, you'll need some additional lighting. We have lots of free information about how to do all that on the Fast Plants website. Be sure to share your results from your experiments with us. We're excited to see what happens. We appreciate you taking the time to help learners grow their understanding and appreciation for plants. Almost all life on Earth depends on plants, and the more we know and appreciate them, the better citizens we can be. Special thanks to Emily Calandrelli, the Space Gal, for being an awesome collaborator, and also to the whole Clover team of 4-H. Use this QR code to get the facilitator guide and other resources for the Space Seeds lessons. Thanks again.